Hello and welcome to the Intercontinental Group of Awesome in our last session of what I've called the Colony Ship series, where we had Apocalypse World game that was taking place on Planet X. This is in the far future, spacefaring and the like, and humanity had not run into any other sentient alien creatures at this point. And so this far-flung planet was where an entire colony was traveling towards, and there was an advanced scout group that was supposed to populate the planet and prepare it for the colony to show up. And that was the Apocalypse World game because things weren't quite as expected. And we are playing the last session using the Impulse Drive system, which is an Apocalypse Engine game for starship stuff, sci-fi spacefaring. And so everyone is on the colony ship, and I'm pretty excited because Adrian, the designer, had created for us the colony ship as an actual ship archetype because this game has that. So you are on the New Dawn, and I had totally stolen a picture of an awesome Corellian ship, and that's what we've been using. During the game, we have primarily worked on the crew issues and have not really engaged a lot of the ship mechanics. If I had a big do-over, we would have tried to work that in as well. But that's okay, because there's some neat stuff to do with faith and the cohesion of the ship and all these other like larger abstracted issues going on. That said, we are at a point where very close. If I recall, you guys were months away from arriving on Planet X, and we had a lot of gearing up and getting ready, the last bits of preparation for what generations have been living here waiting for. Now, the four of you, these members of the crew and a few others, are the only ones who've ever stepped foot in this entire generation, stepped foot off of the New Dawn when you went to an M-class planet called Thoan 4. Now, that didn't go terribly well, but you did secure some victuals and other supplies. And that, along with what the ship has and has been able to manufacture, is what you have to. Yes, we have a great deal of aluminium. We're good on aluminium, and that was a little Chad thing. So that's where we're at. You guys are on the cusp of the end of your journey, and this session will be heading towards the end of the journey and the fallout thereof. So it has been 6 weeks since we've played. I would love for everyone to give us reminders of your fantastic characters, and I'm going to start in reverse alphabetical order by first name because it's just the backwards of what Google shows me. So, Jules, tell us about Sophie.
Hey, I am playing Sophie Barlow, the science bitch. She is the intellect skin, and she is one of the chief engineers of the ship. She is continually in a bad mood because she works for a Steve Jobs-like figure who promises the moon to everyone and then leaves it to her to deliver them. So she's not the nicest person to be around. She's also not very keen on things that science can't explain, which is unfortunate for her because the ship also houses a advanced, weird, freaky genetic experiments. It has lots of weird supernatural kids running around, so that's kind of a problem. And also, there seems to be a lot of alien life around, so she's not in a good place.
It's a shame she's not in a good place because she's just so smart and capable and actually gets the work done that is promised to be done by someone who generally just scopes it out and lets it go.
I'm sure everything will be better once we get to the planet.
Absolutely. You haven't been playing the Apocalypse World game, so you can keep believing that. Jan, tell us about the sheriff.
Sheriff Harbor is the sheriff for one of the districts on the generation ship. He's not very good with people, but he likes his job. And when we went to the first he got June, one of the the freaky kids, as deputy, sort of a trainee at least. And then on a trip to the planets where we got the aluminium, he got his leg blown off by a grenade, and he's still dealing with that. But he's got a nice cybernetic replacement.
Right. It doesn't. Does it cause him any pain? It's fine, right? It works
No,
great.
he doesn't do his PT enough.
Yep. All right. Andrea, tell us about June.
June is one of the freaky kids. She definitely has some telekinetic powers and some psychic powers. She basically became the apprentice of Sheriff Harbor because he's awesome, and made a deal to actually wear her inhibitor to inhibit her powers, if they would let her become his assistant. And she actually does wear it, but that does not stop her from making messes that the sheriff has to clean up after her for.
She does wear. She wears it. Does she wear it to sleep now?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, interesting. Because she's had some weird.
She made a promise.
There you go. Promises are important. They're important. Cool. So that means that the complaints that you always got from Cass, those are probably abated, right? She's not nearly as upset.
I'm sure she's still complaining. She'll find something else to complain about. That's what she does.
Well, but it was revealed in the previous game that she actually kind of likes you.
Yes, which is cute.
Yep.
I'm excited. June has no idea.
Yep. Yes, that's right, because we get to find out who it was that figured that out. That is Alex. Alex, please tell us about Connie.
Yeah, only to one. He's Connie. Conrad is the scoundrel playbook skin. He's a bit of a wheeler dealer and very occasional welder. He's kind of got fixated on the dangers of the weird kids and how they're gonna kill us all. So he's trying to stop that from being a problem and keep track of it. And he's also trying to get his friend Lyra out of holding at Harbor's sheriff station. Though she might actually be free already. I'm not sure. I've been occupied with wheeling and dealing.
There are lots of wheels here. They all have to be dealt. It makes sense. So we'll go ahead and we're going to skip a little bit of time. Oh, one of the things we didn't point out, but I want to make sure, along with Halal, the Steve Jobsy character, dumping things on Sophie Barlow, Kinqua, who is the current civilian governor, during a hey, we did good stuff type of celebration office party, had convinced Hilal or used influence on Hilal for him to name Sophie Barlow as kind of the point person for preparation for landing on Planet X, and which we can call Von Leia because that's what it was called in the Apocalypse World game if we want, but Planet X is amusing too. Our giant to MacGuffin. So that's an important part of what's going on, right? Sophie has to deal with that. So we're going to say that a little bit of time has passed. Lyra has been released. She's been released because she turned state's evidence, but it's officially because of some paperwork. That she was released on her own recognizance, but in actuality, she's turned state's evidence on a particular attaché to Kinqua, and that attaché is currently under observation, Sheriff Harbor, They've decided not to neutralize her in hopes of finding out where if she's vulnerable, what is she doing? And so that's currently ongoing. So we have a start a session move we could use here with bounty hunting if you wanted to engage that. Is that a thing that Sheriff Harbor's interested in?
Sure.
Sweet.
Have moves, we'll use them.
Half moves.
Sorry. Let's see. When you duck somewhere, check bulletin boards for current bounties, roll plus volatile. Volatile is 2. Oh, right. So dice rolling is still not gonna happen in here, is it?
No, sadly. And just so you guys know, for future games, I'm planning on starting to set up things in Roll20. We're going to make the jump. Sadly.
2, 6 plus 2. 12.
What? That is awesome. Okay, on a 10 plus, you can find something good. Hold 2 leads.
Awesome. Let's see.
Anytime during a contract, you may spend a lead to say someone present has a bounty on them. So you have those 2 leads. Just keep it in mind.
Check.
Because that cracks me up. That idea is so terrifying and awesome that I adore it. And so there we go.
2 leads. There's a little thing in the character sheet for it even.
I see a lot of bounties in Conrad's future.
There could be. Yeah, so anytime during a contract, which means this session, you may spend a lead to say someone present has a bounty on them. And then you get to ask the following questions. You can spend extra leads to answer the questions yourself. Which is also amazing and terrifying. Amerifying. Okay, cool. Wait, Alex, why did you rename the Hangout to what it was? Oh, you cleared the
I was
name
about to name it, and then
Oh,
I
you
was
were
like,
doing it for me.
out,
Okay.
and somehow that deleted what you did.
I was like, this set of messages confused me. Okay, cool. Thank you. We're gonna pick up with Lyra and Conrad posing as welders, eavesdropping on a conversation between the sixes. You're posing as welders. You have all the equipment.
Welding scene, finally.
It's a payoff. You're actually welding some stuff, but yeah, as you're welding, we see Conrad actually lay the torch to some stuff, and he starts laying a bead. Is it a good, like, are you a good welder?
It has been no.
It's a little shaky hand going on there. And
I'm like, there's like, it takes me a few times to get the torch lit, and
oh, it'd be cool if you have like that little like on Bunsen burners, the little thing that you can kind of spark it.
I'm sure like Lyra just like and just ignites the end of it for me. Like,
and the two of you, we obviously see like little earbuds that are in, and she has a little tablet, right? And you guys have some cameras, and you're looking in on the sixes, and they've all been called together just because we have the kind of set in mind. So it's happening in June's room. We're cool with that. It's like awesome. So it's in June's room. Adam Eastwood and or Eastman, Cassie, and Zisa are all here and present. What time of day is it, June? Or what sleep cycle, right? Because it's a colony.
Yeah, I would say it's what most, like the primary, but most of the people on the ship consider like early evening.
Okay. And how is June dressed?
She's probably in some really raggedy clothes that probably should have gone to the incinerator eons ago, but she likes them because they make her stand out.
So Cass is standing right by you, and Adam is currently in communication with someone. He's kind of looking. He does that looking out the window, like the viewport thing. And Eastman is sat on your bed. And I think Zeus is probably just kind of trying to hide in plain sight. She is the wallflower of the group, so she's just kind of just standing near Cass, but she looks off like this, and Cass says, she pulls the collar on your shirt. She's like, this looks totally grody. Why are you wearing this? You could requisition new clothes. They fab it all the time.
This is a classic design. It's retro.
Well, it's gross. It's got stains on it. Did you get shot at wearing that?
No, that was a different shirt.
Are you still like being a cop?
Yeah, an awesome one. When are you going to get your apprenticeship?
I don't know if Barlow hasn't approved me for anything.
Well, maybe you should blackmail her into giving you one. That's what I did.
Okay, I could try that. You know, Z, you should apprentice for music. They have culture and arts. You know that. And she looks up like, what?
Music
No.
fee.
Oh, no. No, it's okay.
Why?
I mean, we're gonna be on the planet soon. It doesn't matter what we do on ship.
Well, yeah, but that's totally going to carry over. I mean, you could be like I don't know, what do they call like the symphony master people?
You mean the person who runs the symphony?
Yeah.
Oh.
You could set all that up and get us some better music.
I couldn't stand up in front of that lectern. There's no way. Everyone would be looking at me.
And thinking you're awesome.
No.
We'll work on that.
And the camera sees Cass gets super jealous at that. Like, oh my gosh, she's just dying. She's dying now. Oh. Adam turns and he says, hey, everybody, form up. Just listen up. I've been asked to call you together because we are too close to the planet. We have not finished preparations. I know that from a materials and preparation standpoint for the whole ship, this Sophie Barlow and her team have everything well in hand. I know that from a military perspective, in case there are problems, that is under control, but we aren't ready, and we need to be prepared. So, as you may not know, I know that the captain hasn't released this to anyone, but there are people on board who have been here since the beginning. And we are here, like our experiment, us, the way we were created, is an important part of that. And now that we are almost at an end to the journey, it is time that we fulfill the purpose we were designed for.
Can you refresh our memories on what that is exactly?
We're supposed to be the best and the brightest. We are the last generation that will be born on the ship. And we've been enhanced with abilities to ensure that we can adapt and protect the colony. And we're also the we are the attaché, the honor guard. We are the people who will serve Kenton, our Generation 1 progenitor. In fact, all of us have some of his DNA. He's like our father. So I needed to share that with everyone. I've just been made aware of the information myself. I know that Sophie Barlow wasn't aware. But Kenton needs us, and we need to be prepared to help him. He's going to be awoken. And I think that at least you, June, could probably communicate with him now.
So we're what exactly?
Kenton and the others funded this entire trip. They have extremely long lives, and they wanted a kind of insurance to make sure that their wishes for this colony would be carried through. And that's why we were created, to have the ability to ensure that the colony stays on the right path. The timetables have been off. We should have arrived. We've had to stop, but it's important that all
If
of
it's that
us...
easy, why are they keeping it a secret from everyone, including us? People have died for this, Adam.
I know. I'm still settling with it as well. So Kenton and the first gens have been rumored, but there are people who feel like this is their destiny, right? The idea of someone who had a grand plan that everyone marches along to doesn't sit well with most people. I think we should strongly consider this. Think about what our lives would be like if we didn't have the powers that we do. What would we be relegated to? Could we apprentice and learn a trade? Could we have the opportunity to pursue music as we enjoy it? Could we have been working on the projects that we have? I don't think so. We are needed on the planet, and I wish that we had had more time with Kenton, but what we have is the path in front of us. You should be prepared. When Kenton awakens, we'll all need to meet with him. June, would you be interested in trying to speak with him?
I guess. She's wearing her sulky face.
It's yeah. She doesn't hide it well.
No.
Okay. Well, it's late. Do you think you can, if I show you how to seek him out, do you think you can handle it, or do you want me to come with you?
I got it.
He'll come over and he puts his hand on your shoulder, like right on the grease spot that Cass had pointed out. Cass makes a face like, oh, gross. We were here for a reason. I'm glad to know some of the reason. Frustrated, sure, that it's been hidden from us, but at least now it's being revealed, and we can make our decision based off of that information about how best to help the colony.
And she kind of nods, but doesn't really comment.
And with that, Adam seems like he's done. Eastman will hop up off the bed and head towards the door. Zisa, of course, will follow Adam out. And Cass sticks around for a moment and says, you know, you could have somebody 3D print that same jacket and it wouldn't look gross.
But that defeats the purpose.
I don't
Then it's just
understand.
remade
He says
vintage.
vintage. He says vintage style, that it's vintage and that would be the same style, but then it wouldn't be gross. And you look good instead of, gross and stuff.
Still look better than you do.
Well, I gotta go.
So mean.
And she'll head out. And so we cut outside to Conrad and Lyra. And yeah, Lyra nods like, yes, I was super recording that. So there's a Gen 1 on board. There's got to be I think you're muted, Alex.
No.
There you are.
Hold, Lyra. Can you hold on to that record? Don't. We need to figure out what we need to do with that.
Okay. It's going to be worth a lot. But
Oh yeah.
if this guy's waking up, we need to move on it soon, okay?
Give me till tonight.
Okay.
You know me. I got ideas.
Of course you do. That's why I like you. Claps your shoulders. I'll finish this work up. You can go.
Yeah. I kind of like some sort of equipment, welding equipment. I'm like looking at it and just like, I have no idea what this is. Just put it down.
She turns it over. She turns it over, hands it back to you.
Oh, is that mine? Okay. And I go off into the corridors to...
Cool. She pops the chip out from the tablet, hands it off to you. Split it 50-50.
Yeah. Of course. Let's give like a little nod.
Cool.
Trust.
Where is Conrad going to go?
He would like to get some explosives.
Interesting.
I could reach out to to the criminal underworld.
Why, that is a thing you could do for sure. For sure.
Yes. I trying to think what criminal underworld. I mean, there's of course there's the bilge pump.
Oh, I love the
believe
bilge
it's-
pump.
I could head into the bilge pump and yeah, I think I would look around, make sure the right person is probably somebody who's one of the really shady people. You know.
Sweet. All right, when you reach out to the criminal underground of a location for contacts to getting information, buy or sell contraband or a shady contract, roll plus slick. Ooh,
10.
a 10. You find someone who can get you what you need. Choose one. So it's not quite what you need. You have a complicated past with your contact, or there's strings attached.
I have a complicated past with the contact.
Oh, goodness. You know who it is then. Right? It has to be
Oh, of course.
your brother.
Oh. Sure.
Harbor's brother. Yeah, so Adro is the person that you need to get in contact with if you want to move this, right? Get a
Yeah.
good wholesale
I
price for
forgot,
this.
did I get in contact with Adro about what I kind of learnt? My contact with Cassiopeia. Because I believe he was worried that she knew information
Yeah.
that he had, and she basically came out and said, "Oh, I'm not going to tell anyone." Just kind of read my mind and my blatant body language. I'm not sure which. I can't remember. I guess I've told him since. It's been a while. I would have.
Sure. Would you what would you have told Adro?
I would just lie to him and said she didn't know anything. You know, he was just getting stressed over nothing.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. So you would have told him Jack squat. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you want to find Adro?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we reach out to Adro. He says, "Yeah, I'm visiting my bro. Why don't you come by?"
Where's he visiting? At the station or at?
Yeah, he's at the
Harbor's?
station. We'll cut into a scene with Harbor still like putting the last touches on fixing the cell door. Right now, the department, your little police department area, just a few cubicles, right, and then the holding cell and a few computers. Everything's finally fixed up.
I kind of like stop by the door. It's kind of like it's like pains me to cross the threshold. I never want to be in a sheriff station if I'm not being dragged. Well, I don't want to be dragged into one either, but I don't want to walk willingly into one either.
Cool. So yeah, we pick up with Adro and his brother, Samus Harbor, and Adro says, looks good. Looks almost brand new. You know, I told you that those pins would work better. That door's solid now. How did that break again, this door? Like, how did this thing go? Because the metal... Hey, you.
Hey,
No.
I kind of share. I can look with Adra as like, you're messing with me. I know.
Adra comes over, he gives you a big warm hug, kind of steps back, turns. Check it out. We fixed up the door.
What happened to the...
I was just asking. Bro, what happened to the door? What happened to this door?
It broke.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't look natural. The way that... You should see the pics. Connie, it's weird how the metal bent. Really weird.
I kind of look at his leg and like, malfunction?
See, this is the sort of thing that happens at this police station. This is why I don't want you people around here.
Oh,
You people. Wow, that is a cue for Samus level irritation.
oh,
Yes.
you don't want witnesses when you throwing people around. Is that what was up here?
Do you want to
Little
be thrown
roughhousing?
around? Conrad? Do you want... Look, I I could have reasons to have you here, you know. I just need to open some files, and then it would be a perfect opportunity to have you here right now.
If any of that was true in those files, you'd have me in here already. You're not incompetent. You know what you're doing. You wouldn't let a criminal walk around scot-free, would you? And I kind of pat Adro on the shoulder, and give you a wink.
Adro grins along with you. My bro is far too good at his job to let criminals run free.
Ugh.
Adro, why are you here? And I'm guessing that you invited Conrad over.
I did invite Conrad over. And if you let me fix a coffee machine, we would all drink some coffee together.
You did fix the coffee machine already, and I hate the coffee now, the way it tastes now.
I make a coffee.
It
I
lost
get a
that.
step by.
It
I was
lost
like,
that
excuse
touch.
me. I just nudge by Harbour and like make myself a coffee. No, continue. Don't mind me.
Notice the little girl isn't around. Did you fire her finally?
No. She's got the afternoon off.
Wow. Things seem to be running pretty smoothly without her around.
She's not allowed to work full time yet. She's a little girl.
Little girl who makes some bad decisions, bro. Gets you in trouble.
Uh-huh. Do you want to get in trouble with her? And I like look over to the door again and like.
Oh, really? So you're kind of hinting that she had something to do with it? Oh, wow. He'll say. Are you saying your little deputy girl bent that door? Is that what you're saying, bro?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying.
I could have
be
just
careful calling her a little girl. Also, what I'm also saying is, you're not here for a social call. You never are, and you also invited Conrad over.
Hey.
So, get to the point.
I'm just kind of like just drinking my coffee.
Wow, that is harsh, bro. I literally came over here to make sure that you had everything good to go. And then Conrad reached out to me. I didn't know why. I said, hey, I'm over here. Come on over. Pick me up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. You're just here to pick him up. Well, I mean, I wish you could stay longer, but it's a real shame that you have to go. And
you know, this coffee is good. You really should thank your brother. I mean,
he comes over and he pulls you into a big bear hug. Be careful, okay? You've only got one more leg to lose.
Do you want to
I'm sure Barlow can set him up with some wheels.
Do you want to get kicked with the new one? I've been trying out this PT stuff, and I've been finding out some new tricks that I can do with this leg, you know.
Oh, PT with Sophie, right? How are things going between the two of you? I see a real connection.
She doesn't. No, she doesn't connect that way.
You could be your little experiment, bro. You should work that to your advantage.
I mean, it'd be a sweet couple and all, but you know, not exactly in the same intellectual
I can pull up your file as well, you know.
strata. That's our cue to go, I think.
Oh, fine. I mean it though. You need somebody in your life, Sophie. She could use someone like you to make you happy and less grumpy.
Get out.
Okay. Love ya.
Now.
Love you.
At that point, like just as you're leaving the door, like a coffee mug smashes against the wall.
And Tashina gets mad. She's like, she gets up and goes over and starts trying to clean up the coffee mug. Lose so many coffee mugs. So yeah, you guys will be heading down a corridor, and Adra's grinning like he got the
really,
stick bro.
Really?
That was great. That was hilarious.
Yes, but I don't need that shit right now. Look, I know you know that guy. I need something bit maybe outside the normal wheelhouse, but
I'm listening.
if, say, I could get something that could break through a cryogenic suspension pod.
Wow, that is specific.
Yeah, I mean, something localized.
If you're hard up, you and I, we could find some alone time if that's what you're after.
Maybe later, but go on. I know you got some.
No, you honestly want to break into a cryopod.
I want to destroy a cryopod.
Wow.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I want the option.
Okay, just the pod? Like this is a localized.
Yeah, I don't want to endanger the ship.
Thank you. That's good to know. Good to know.
I breathe the air here too.
So, of course, I'm curious, but I'm also smart, which means that perhaps I will provide you with this.
You know you will.
But I don't really want to know what you're using it for. Right?
Fair assessment, yeah.
Okay. I have something that'll work. It's a shaped explosive. It has to be planted by hand, by timer or remote. But the remote, because we've got so much going on and it's locked down on a lot of the security protocols, you got to be pretty close.
Okay. I need it quick.
That's what she said. All right. Well, you owe me. You owe me big time, Connie. This is dangerous stuff. And this is going to come in clean, right? Not even serial numbers filed off. This was fabbed and...
Oh, you know how to treat me.
This is clean.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. Come on by my quarters when you got a chance now. We can go get it now.
I got a little bit of time to kill as well.
Cool. And so you'll trail off heading towards his quarters. So we'll pick up with Sophie. Now, Sophie, do you remember Ahanith? Ahanith, who was the scientist who helped you on the retardant system that you...
Yeah, he's nice, yeah.
Yep. So we pick up with you maybe like in a briefing, and there are a few others there, but Ahanith says, I think we should stop at another planet. I know that it didn't go well before, but once we hit Atmo, getting the New Dawn back up and out is going to take us years.
Does it have to hit Atmo? Kind of just stay around the planet?
Well, it could stay
Shuttle
in
people back and
it could
forth?
stay in a geosynchronous orbit, right. We could do that, but then I mean we don't have so many drop ships. So, do you really want to work through the order of who gets to go down first and who has to wait? I don't want to play that game.
It would make the colonization process potentially a lot more controlled.
I agree. The control.
Sophie's eyes, like, I don't know. There's probably like these little like this sort of red lines in her eyes because she's been working around the clock to prepare the colonization. So she has a lot of signs of either extreme fatigue or some minor stim use at this point. Like she looks a little paranoid.
And he says it would give us control to a degree, but like, is it really control? You know, the military are going to want to send their people down first. Kinqua probably has her hand-selected folks. You probably want your own. I mean, it's your show, but is it your show? Like, what can of worms do we open up if we have a control like this? We put this in place.
What do you expect to find on a different planet that would put us more in control?
Well, he pulls up a tablet and he starts skimming through, and he says, I've localized to 3 different planets that are only slightly off course. It would cost us 3 weeks tops. Even for the farthest one, he like expands it out, and you see this one planet. He kind of spins it around. There's a little readout of the suspected materials, and there's a bunch of like metals and other nutrients that are expected based off of advanced probe details and the like.
Sophie looks happy anyway because it's really nice to see someone who's prepared.
Ionith is very good, like number 2. He is.
That's a little presentation. Oh.
I know, he does. A couple of the other scientists, they're like, no, we should just do what we're supposed to do. Let's just stick to the plan. Let's just stick to the plan and land, and we can trust in the advanced scouts. You know, this is Cruz. Cruz says the advanced scouts are already there. Just because we lost communication with them does not mean they're not doing their job. What else are they going to do? They're stuck on a planet. They'll have Vonalea set up for us. Fine. We just land. There's no reason for us to throw everything out of whack. We've been planning for this for years, centuries.
Is this just a scientist meeting?
Yeah, it's just scientists, but like Cruz cuts corners. Cruz is the guy who gives stuff on Hilal's timeline, but it's never the kind of quality that we get out of the work. He goes the path of least resistance.
I think Hanith has a point. We should be as prepared as we can be.
And he smiles. So, do we want to propose that we veer off course and then go?
Yes. We should propose this. And it's not guaranteed that it will happen. But we can propose this, and it might be very interesting to see what the response will be.
And Cruz says, okay, at the least, why don't we present it to Halal? We'll give him both options. The stopover thing or the controlled dropship thing so that we can keep New Dawn in orbit and then take off to get supplies. Just let Halal make the decision. He'll like that.
Well, I think the governor said that she wanted to be informed about all decisions at this point, so we should probably propose it to them both. They'll both be in the loop.
It's like, great, and then it's not our fault. We're proposing options. I like that. I can get behind that. Ahanith says, well, technically, Kinqua put you in charge, Sophie. Like, this is your decision to make.
It's my decision to make, but would like to see responses first.
And Cruz says, see, exactly. You can't be headstrong. God, Ahanith. She's trying to get her. You're making her a con. You're going to put her in trouble. Everyone will hate you if you just do it. But if you let them make the decision, you shape the story, right? You lead them down the path, but ultimately they sign the dotted line, and then it's on them if it doesn't go great.
Do we have any more meeting items? Because I have a schedule. That was it, right?
Yeah, I think it's just that. Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, great work.
Cool. And people will start kind of breaking up and going their separate ways. What do you want to do?
I was actually just thinking of having Hanith write up the proposal and then sending it to the governor and halal, because that's time efficient. But so basically, Sophie's been preparing for colonization like in the last month for so intensely that she's also been super paranoid about potential shenanigans, things that could be going wrong, conspiracies, but she has no time to investigate them. So when this proposal sounds interesting because there might be certain groups or certain parties that suddenly really oppose it because they have a schedule that they're trying to meet, and she wants to maybe use this idea to lure them out a bit.
One of the big problems that you've been noticing is that a lot of the rosters, maybe not roster, I'm trying to think of the term, basically the list of things, in particular container areas, there's never as much as it says that there will be.
Like someone siphoning off.
Yes, absolutely. As if someone or someone's are siphoning off pieces. So when you go in and you read a manifest, that's the word I was trying to look for. So you look at a cargo manifest on a certain deck and you have your people run through, check it over. There's between 8 to 15% of the items that should be there are not there. So yeah, that could snuff some people out if you significantly alter stuff in this like final phase.
Yeah, exactly.
It could also make you a target.
That's true. That should be interesting. And like that, I've received that authority to actually go like, no, I'll just delay a landing for like 3 more weeks while we go get more stuff.
That's what Kinqua signed over to you, yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess it would do more to lure out any conspiracies if I just did it, and then people would be shocked and be forced to move while I'm preparing for colonization. Okay. Then I will actually just sign off of it and say we're going to.
He's just like, yes! This is the right decision. Oh, he's super on board. Oh, that's great. That's great. So it is announced to the ship in one of the updates from, I don't know if you guys are playing any Mass Effect Andromeda, but they have like a little radio station. It's just like the best. It's so cool. So I imagine there's like a radio station on New Dawn. It's like the New Dawn radio, and that there'll be an announcement that as we prepare for final arrival on Planet X, that there will be a stopover for supplies and minerals and the like. We'll say that it is we're gonna call it Baker 3. Baker 3 is the name of the planetoid that is mineral rich and expected to have a non-breathable but non-corrosive atmosphere on the way. And so then, Sophie, you get to pick who the away team will be, right? Is this a thing where you want to delegate, and then we just kind of see how that goes, or do we want another planet landing sequence in our last session?
Oh, I will make a roll for that if I can. Is there like a scoping things out type roll or
Sure. Yeah, whenever you closely study things, you scope it out.
Yeah. Hold on, let me look for it. Is it actually called Scope It Out? I don't think so. Right?
It is. It's literally called Scope It Out.
Oh, okay. Yes, I see it. Roll plus calculating, which I need to do elsewhere. Hi, I'm Jules. I can roll dice. I know how to do this.
Yes, the show is called The Dawn Call.
Let's do a roll. That's a 5.
That is awesome. Okay, so on a 6-, you can ask a question, but you won't like the answer.
Well, my question was going to be like if this has any fallout towards all these conspiracies that Sophie is getting increasingly more paranoid about. Would that fallout be on the planet or on the ship?
Ooh, interesting. Lunch gonna arrive on time? What?
A question you wouldn't want the answer. Low stakes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
You'll never eat again. You don't like that answer, do you?
I guess she would expect it because she announced it really suddenly, and she can just make an away team, and they will basically be gone very quickly because it's not that much of a detour. That it's more likely to have a backlash on the ship itself
I
because
think that
people won't have time to insinuate themselves into an away team. So I will probably leave it up to Hanith to organize it very quickly and discreetly.
Okay. He will work on that. Are there any player characters who want to be part of the away team? No is a perfectly acceptable answer. I don't see anybody unmuting themselves really quickly. I think there's going to be a bunch of red shirts that are sent down to Baker 3. Oh, hey, Jules, it looks like you only rolled 1d6 plus 2.
Oh, what did I do that for? See, I'm already being sabotaged.
Self-sabotage there, though.
So just add 1d6.
Yeah, just roll 1d6.
Oh, sorry.
Or just reroll. That's fine. 7. Okay, so you can ask the same question, except you don't have to dislike the answer. So,
okay.
Yeah, we'll still go with the fallout will happen on ship because then they can always just leave the away team away if need be.
Well, I'm sending Hanif. He needs to survive. So, but he has a name, so it's good. It's fine.
Okay, awesome. So it seems to have bought a little bit of time for everyone, and we'll skate back over to Conrad. So Conrad, Adro wants a little something before he hands over this very dangerous item. It's basically like a little explosive you can kind of plant, turn, and then you can have a little remote, or you can set a timer to it. And if you place it on a pod and it explodes that pod, it's going to basically punch into the pod and then explode inside it. So it's called a knock bomb. You put it on a door.
Yeah.
And it fucks people up on the other side.
Well, he handed it to me.
Oh, well, he's holding it. He's about to hand it to you.
So I'm like, got my hand out. Like,
he's like, I want a little something now. Come on. You're not in that big of a hurry. Stick around.
Look, Adro, normally, but I don't know what my time scale on this is, so.
All right, manipulate him. If you want to manipulate him to hand it over right now.
Okay. Just a little quick, because I got so many.
Roll for slick. You're good at slick, don't worry.
No, but I've got so many little moves and con artists and subterfuge and.
Oh, that's true. You have to look through all those. Well, you have sex appeal too. You turn on your charm. You always make someone attracted or settled by you their choice.
Yeah, that's,
depending on their reaction, you can use promise of affection or well, that's what he's asking for, so that doesn't exactly work. Evil person. We have a charged interaction with the person. I don't think this is charged. Yeah. So I think it's just straight up slick roll.
Yeah.
Right? Man, you have a lot of moves. You are move-tastic. Wow, 7.
7 on a +2.
Okay. So you say, yeah, you're in a bit of a hurry. Come on. Not even a quickie? It doesn't even have to be romantic.
I kind of sigh, and I think there's a scene where you get pushed up against, like, off into some side room, and rough up here.
All right. There you go.
Here's something rough.
Way to go, Connie. Yep, you gave it up, and Andrew lets you go pretty quick.
Yeah, and then cut to disheveled Conrad, kind of just like buttoning up and looking a bit harried as he goes off to his next port of call.
Cool. So I think that when you come in to, like, we'll kind of skip past the how is it that you knew where this is and all that good stuff, because I really like the idea of the scene that June is there when you come in. Is that cool? I like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So, June, have you arrived? This will be basically a, let's say there's like a cryos. Dude, they put people in cryo, right? That just kind of seems like a thing. You cycle people in and out. There's just a limited number of them. So we'll say that it's kind of imagining. You guys remember what what the pod in The Fly looked like? The Jeff Goldblum Fly? No, I'm too old. Okay, what are some cryopods that you guys like? What's our mental image here? It could be. I don't imagine. I don't like see it really see through. I see it kind of dim and murky, mostly metallic.
I kind of imagined the kind of, the Alien, Ridley Scott classic, pod. Slightly kind of a misted up front screen.
Okay, yeah, I can get behind that.
A bit of stuff plugged into them.
Cool. Okay, I dig that. Are you good with that, Andrea? How does that? Any headcanon you want to throw out?
I think I was shaking your head.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that. All right.
I was trying to shake it really big.
I saw.
I was looking at a spreadsheet thing, so I apologize. I should have, when I ask a question, I should be able to visually, just in case you don't audio.
I thought we were going to just stare for a while. Break that.
No, I'm trying to pretend.
Rich just wanted like
he froze.
Forcing another answer. I'm just going to keep staring until you answer.
So I imagine that there's like this metal catwalk, right? And then the pods are all kind of set down, and maybe there's a big arm, right? And so you can like pick, and it'll come and it'll pick up one of the pods and bring it in, and there are readouts all like the side of the carbonite freezing thing for Han Solo, right? Like the cool little readouts. And you're standing in front of what Adam has told you. This is the guy. This is your progenitor, your father, as it were, and he evidently is awake enough that you could communicate with him if he so deemed necessary. What are you doing?
Staring at it. Trying to work up the nerve to actually try to communicate with it.
How long have you been here?
It's probably been a good 20 minutes.
Cool. I said his name, and then I didn't write it down. Does anyone remember the name that I tossed out there? I don't want to.
No.
Okay. That's
Kenton?
cool.
Yeah.
Kenton. Yes,
There
that
you
is that.
go,
I knew it
yeah.
was a K word. Yes, thank you.
Good job. Good listening skills.
Oh, you're better
Writing
listening than I am.
skills.
Okay. You can feel his presence, or maybe you imagine it, June. What do you imagine he looks like? Does he look like you? Does he have dark hair? In your mind's eye?
I don't know. Because I don't think June's a very visual person. So I think she's more or less focusing on what at least that presence she either feels or actually imagines. And she's trying to interpret based off of that.
Cool. Do you want to... You think at some point she would be bold enough to look into the abyss?
I suppose.
That's okay. You're not being assaulted by the abyss. You're just staring into the abyss. You're good at this stuff.
I know June doesn't really want to do this though. Like this is one more long thing in a long line of things of people telling her what to do and who she's supposed
If you
to
don't want to,
be.
that's okay.
And no, she totally will. This is why it's taken her
Okay.
like 20. It's Alien, right?
Yes, it is. A lion.
But yeah, she definitely had to work herself up to this. 2d6, not 2d2.
1d6, 2d2. What are you guys playing?
9.
Nice. That is wonderful. On 7 and 9, you ask and the abyss will answer, but it leaves its mark on you. You'll suffer a stress, which then rolls the storm. And I ask you a question from the abyss stares back. So what question do you ask?
I don't know. I'm not prepared.
That's okay. You want to be thinking about it? We can roll through the questions.
Nope, I'm sorry, I was looking at the moves.
Oh, okay.
What did I just roll?
You rolled
Oh, there it is. I found it. Oh, there's no list. Okay.
There's no list. Yeah, it's a little wide open question.
I think it's just gonna be. It's not hard, you might add. It's what do you want from me?
My dad.
My dad.
Cool. All right. So that's what you're asking. We'll roll out now as you're asking a question, right? Maybe we see your lips move as you whisper the question. Conrad, you come into, and I imagine there's like this weird greenish ambient light because it's got to look spooky as hell, right?
Oh yeah.
And occasional like
light
smoke
coming
is
from beneath the grilled walkway, so you get the weird.
Oh yeah. I like it.
Underlighting. That's like
And you see June, and she's just staring at one of the pods. And when you check your little readout, as you have the little shaped charge in your hand, it is the one that's been identified as Kenton Gen 1. What do you do?
I'm trying to, because I don't want to. I feel like this is something that I might need to do, but at the same time, I might be overreacting, and I need more information because it's a pretty serious thing to do.
Okay. I mean, if you want to be witness, if you wait, we can roll back. But I wanted to give you a chance to act before things became irrevocable.
I don't like the sound of that.
What?
Yeah,
I mean, things are done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll say I kind of hang back, but I do have my pistol and I have the bomb.
Nice.
And I'm closely watching. I'm looking at the reflection on the cryopod, so I can see June's face, and I'm like watching her expression.
Nice. Cool. So
like kind of in the shadows a bit.
Oh, that's nice. I like that framing. Right. And then we go to June and we're looking like slightly over her shoulder and she can see, and you're imagining who it is in there. And then it's like the mist just seems to move away and you look in, you see a man. He looks to be in his 40s and he has dark hair like you, but his skin's a bit darker, right? He's not nearly as pale. He didn't grow up on a ship with no sunlight. You know, his feet have touched terra firma and felt the light of a sun. And there's a long moment, and then his eyes, there's like a quick tight focus, and his eyes open up, and he says, "You're my scion. You prepare the way for me. The colony is mine. As my child, you will sit at my table." And it pulls away, and then the eyes are still closed, and the mist seems to form again. But you get the distinct impression, like in more than words, that you are one of the select few who have enough power to carry out his authority. And he's had you created along with the other sixes and tailored and groomed to be his honor guard.
That's not creepy at all.
Well, the colony needs a strong hand, so because it's going to be tough those first few cycles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Psychic children carrying out his will sounds like his plan.
So I think she looks. It's a lot of emotions. Unsure, crushed, scared, very vulnerable suddenly. Because she thinks she's alone and there aren't creepers watching from the shadows.
Yes.
I think you get a question, Rich.
I do. So, of course, Kenton wants to know, in what ways is your mind and soul vulnerable?
So I think I think she hasn't, like, she doesn't know what it is to actually have someone actually care about her for reasons other than a science or a purpose or whatever. Like she's never had anyone actually care about her because she is who she is and people should care about people. So I think that's probably the big one.
All right. Somebody really cared about her. Which is
Harbor's working on it.
Yeah, it's how Harbor's kind of.
Yeah, that's why she cares so much about Harbor. What happens to him?
Does, you know, she of course will hurt his goals
To protect him.
Protect him. That's right.
Totes legit.
Sweet. It's so you're standing there and you ask that question and it's all silent, right? From what Conrad can see, you're still just staring. Nothing's happened. But you hear the catwalk, like a bit of sound of someone's footfall on the catwalk, June. And yeah, it's Waddle.
Her face, like that despairing vulnerability immediately vanishes and she puts on her normal scowl. What are you doing here?
So you found him.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. I think it's some guy that was born hundreds of years ago that thinks I'm going to do something for him. And I don't even really know what that is yet.
Probably hurt people.
How did you get involved in all this?
I'm a Gen 5.
How come no one knows anything about the Gen 5s?
Yep.
But why?
Why do I
exist? Practically under a glass jar.
Oh. We were considered failures.
So how did they consider you a failure if they didn't know what you were there for?
He might be asleep, but in dreams he can control weak minds. He's running things. He's always been running things.
Like she tries to kind of cover up the kind of shiver that runs down her spine. So what do we do next?
We land on that planet and we run the colony instead of through this stupid cabal of criminal activity. We just take over. And you can tell from her tone of voice, like, it's a fate she has accepted. It is not a thing she is gleefully headed towards.
Mm-hmm.
When she says she's going to take over, is she like talking about taking over with that guy in charge?
Sounds like it.
So that's the idea that yeah. Okay.
There's got to be a better way to do it. I mean, that isn't this.
So
Conrad, by the way, is just trying to not be seen by Waddle. I think he's decided he wants to talk to June, but because June doesn't seem to be like, yay, take over, but Waddle, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So you say, is there another way? Waddle,
Yeah.
She laughs. She's like, oh, that's right. This is new to you. You actually think you have a choice. Yeah, no, you don't. Try saying no. Actually, I recommend you don't, because it really hurts. Why would he program us to have free will?
I think June, because June kind of had one hand on the railing still. And I think she kind of drops her hand and kind of takes a step back from Waddle. And she's like, ask anyone. I don't really do what I'm told.
Okay. Good luck. And she'll turn and stride away. Tink, 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 tink. Head down the catwalk. The door opens up and she turns and looks one last time. Shakes her head like, you don't even know. And the door closes. Let's cut from there. I would like to take a bio break. So let's take about 5, and we'll pick back up with Harbor or Sophie, or possibly both. I think that Sophie wanted to go see Harbor, so that's what we'll pick up with. Okay? All right. So at some point, I may want to one-shot this game that I picked up at Origins. It was at the Independent Game Developers Network IGDN, their booth, and I looked up and I saw this thing called Scavengers.
Looks cool.
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, what a pretty cover. And it's pretty big, right? Then I opened it up. It is full color throughout. Look at that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was like,
Pretty.
this looks freaking cool. And it's consistent artwork. Like, it's evidently he's either really good friends with an artist or he made the art. But it's a very simple game. You can see that's pretty much your stat blocks. It's very easy to make characters. The gist of it is pretty funny. Far future, sci-fi, your crew, but you're not really the crew of a ship, right? Your ship is called a bungee ship, and the way that it works is that you're scavengers, and there are these 4 empires that are constantly at war. And as soon as one of the battles are done, your bungee ship just like shoots out that way to one of the derelict hulks or the like. You go amid the debris and try to find some place that you can go scavenge and basically what can you salvage from that ship. You go aboard, you strip all you can, and then you hop back on your bungee ship and come back and sell off your stuff. But there are a couple of little bits in there, like everything is contractual for your scavengers. You're just there for the money. This is not a career. Nobody wants to be a scavenger for an extended period of time. And so you have a niche, right? You have a position on the ship. And if your ship is like, you're the comtech, you handle computers, you deal with computers. And if you fail your role, you can ask somebody on the crew, like, we really need to get past this thing. Can you work on this? And if they agree to make the role, you have to pay them because they're doing your job for you.
Oh,
That's
cool.
pretty funny.
How do you pay them in money or?
You pay them in
different
credits,
cards?
which is an economy in the
Okay,
game, and it's what you're after. You're out to make credit, so you end up giving away some of your profit to make sure that things move forward. But it's on you that you failed your job, so nobody's going to cry you a river.
Cool.
Yeah, I still haven't read it all the way through. That's just what I picked up so far, but I think it has potential to be an interesting little one-shotty game. I think it's mostly lighthearted, and there's appears to be some PvP, which generally turns me off on games, but there's enough of a light touch on this that I might want to give it a shot.
Did you go on a spending spree at Origins?
I did not. I bought that, and I bought this.
Oh, nice.
It's very nice. Jason Paz accelerated.
Pretty.
I got that specifically because Pam Alexander worked on it, and I wanted her to sign it.
Oh.
And also, I want to play it. I really like the Dresden World, and I think this is a gorgeous book. It was super expensive. For this one blew my mind with how inexpensive it was. It's a Kickstarter, so I think that paid for the print run.
Yeah.
Because it was $15 American, which I still can't believe it was $15.
No, that's pretty good.
I would expect it to have been $25. Dresden Files Accelerated, $35. So expensive. But it pretty much guarantees I have to play it now.
Yeah. And it's pretty.
It is pretty, and it's not super big, which I like. I don't know where to put scavengers on my shelf because all my stuff is all the 6x9s, right? It's all the short, and this one stands up like I'm super tall. Oh, I got a pillion too. That's right, I bought a pillion.
Oh.
Because I really think that my wife will like it.
Cute little dragons in your future.
Cute dragons for the home game. Yeah, I was looking at Ladder of Insanity. I don't know if this is stupid, but I decided to handicap myself with only PBTA games. So for the next 2 months,
Wow.
next few months, that is what we will be playing. If I'm running it, that's what
Oh
we'll
no!
be pitching.
We'll be playing PBTA games.
All
whatever we
PBTA
do.
all the time.
You know how we hate those.
I know. And luckily, someone's going to run some Monster of the Week. I'm so excited. So excited. Get to play Morgan again. I love Morgan so much. Oh, okay. I just saw the note from Andrea. Cool. We can pick back up because we were jumping.
Nope.
So anyway, so let's get into it. So Sophie wanted to head down to speak with Harbor.
Yes.
We'll pick it up in not long. Tashina's cleaned up the coffee cup. Just for a sight gag, the bottom of the coffee cup has a certain name on it, and she picks it up and wipes everything away. Sight gag referring to the movie Usual Suspects.
Yes.
Oh,
No.
Tashima's running the secret conspiracy.
She's verbal Kent. No, she's not. Sweet. So yeah, and you look up and see that Sophie has come into your office. Someone must be dead.
Harbor?
Follow.
I was going to ask if you're free, but I see that you are, so that's not a problem. I sit down.
Oh, that's right. She's just going to run things from here again. Awesome.
I wanted to give you a heads up. I'm rerouting this ship's schedule. We're going to make a detour, visit the planet for more supplies. You're probably wondering what that has to do with you, so I'll spell it out for you. I think some people on the ship might be distraught to see their time schedule delayed.
Uh-huh.
So it might lead to people making rash decisions. So if anything weird happens or out of the ordinary, it'd be good if you know about it beforehand. Also, if I'm slowly dead or something, then you know.
Are you more worried about your away team, or are you more worried about people that are not on your away team?
I'm trying to sort of equally distribute the worry, but you can't really help my away team.
Are they already
Whereas,
away?
you know, yeah, they're in the process of leaving.
Okay.
Whereas on the ship, I could use someone like you.
Oh, you could use someone like me, can you?
Call back to the previous conversation. Wanted to get it in there. Also, and she sort of just like I'm not sure. I think Harbor like has a desk that pointedly has no chair opposite it, so she'll like grab Tashima's chair and sort of drag it over and put it like either next to him or like on the corner, and she takes out a pad and she goes like, I've been looking at the materials. They're in different cargo bays, and someone has been siphoning off materials out of them. I think like 10 to 15% just disappears.
10 to 15.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And this is only coming to your attention now.
I've been trying to look into it. It's been taking me a while because I have a colonization to prepare for. You may have forgotten the reason we're here. It's okay. I understand. How's the leg?
Like the leg, as you've been talking, it's been like he's managed to pick his old habit of twitching with his legs a bit, but with like the mechanical leg, so that makes more noise, so you can hear like a beep, 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 beep. It's soft, but
I see you've managed to implement your already existing neuroses. That's good.
the leg's better. Thank you.
Good. It's amazing the kind of progress you made without doing your PT exercises. I could write a use case on it if I ever had time.
I've been doing some work.
Really. Kicking doors?
Well, that too.
Anyhow, as nice it is to chat with you, I think that since I have a pretty good list of all the materials that have disappeared, and it's pretty hard to hide 10% of all the materials of the ship on the ship, I should be able to trace them. Is that something you might be interested in following up with me?
Yes.
The biggest ship theft ever? Good.
Give me the list.
I'll get to work. I'm still processing it.
You'll
Oh,
get
the
to-
list I can give you now. I would like to be... you think you can trace them on foot? I sort of, like... No, I could probably just log into his printer, like his little fax printer that he has, and just print it all out.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it should be too hard to isolate the fluctuating fibronium anomalies on this, and then we might be able to find out where they're keeping this stuff.
And, you know, you might actually want to do some legwork too.
Yeah. Well,
Get it? Legwork? Dunk.
I'm not sure if you're trying to be funny or bitter.
Yes.
Got it. Coffee's better.
No, it's not. Why does everyone keep saying that?
So let me work on a trace, and then maybe you can do some
Okay.
legwork. Where's 6?
Often and off. Look, is everyone coming here to see 6 now? Is that it? Like... Okay,
She doesn't
so,
have an afternoon off. Or did you give it to her? Is this like a puppy dog situation where she was like, "Can I please get ice cream?"
No.
Weird.
Anyway, if you're looking anyway, can I suggest starting with subsectors 5B and 16?
Why those?
Because those are inhabited by people like Mr. Illusa, for instance.
And you only thought of this now?
No, you just brought this this to my attention. 10%. If you're trying to start looking for something, start in those sectors. That's all I'm saying, and work out from there.
All right. That should speed things up a bit. Let's get to work.
All right.
I'm sure you don't mind if I use your desk. And she starts getting to work.
Well, since 6 isn't here today, go take her smaller desk over there.
She sort of looks at you and goes like, and then moves over to the other desk. And then they will start trying to trace where all this stuff has been siphoned off to.
Nice. I think let's bring that to a move. I like the idea.
Yes.
All right.
You can definitely assist.
I will assist.
And as a hound, you should be pretty good at that, right? Because it's
Was that a scope it out?
yeah, it's going to be to scope it out. But hold on, before you roll, let's have
Okay.
the hound do it because that will tell if you roll with advantage. Rolling with an assist is with stalwart.
Okay. Yep. Oh, I'm not very good at stalwart at all.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's warhorse that is good with stalwart. That's right.
-1.
Wow, you're -1 on stalwart. Wow, I did not.
Yes.
You're volatile. You're not very volatile.
And
What?
so that's
Nice. Oh, that's brilliant. Cool. So on a 10 plus, you get an advantage going forward. So that means you get to roll 3d6, Sophie,
What?
on your
Wow.
scope. Scope it out, and then it is 3d6 plus calculating, which is your thing.
Yeah,
still a
that's
big
my
fan
thing.
of the advantage.
And that still only gets me an 8, but that's
Wow, 2, 2,
fine.
and
I'm
2.
good with that.
Actually, that does not get you an 8. You pick the best 2.
No.
So that's actually a 6.
Oh.
That is
Oh,
terrible.
no. So sad.
That's the best.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
What move are we doing anyway? Scope it out, I guess?
Yeah, you get to ask a question, but you won't like the answer.
Okay. Where's my stuff?
The military has been requisitioning it on the sly.
We don't like that answer.
That's
Like, there's a paper trail?
There is not a paper trail. It took
What do you mean
scoping it out. So
requisitioning it? They've been
Yeah,
requisitioning it.
they have. So you can find that there's basically a sector of the ship that's designated for the military, and
Mhm.
you're able to do a back trace and just basically work out the timing. Looks like this went from full to the check this time period, and then all of a sudden you see that there are movements that happen. There are things that are moved into the, what do you call it? Deck 8. Deck 8 is the
Yeah. Okay.
sec ops and military grade stuff. So it's eyes only, military only. You're not allowed. You get an advance, which in
That's
this
like-
game is an XP.
Woohoo! I'm very upset. That's like 50 kinds of illegal. Damn it.
Only illegal if they catch you.
Well, they do. I'm kumquatting this shit.
Nice.
Kingqua.
Sweet. The Captain Mosint will not be very happy about that. But yeah, you can tell in Kingqua. She's
Yeah.
suffering.
So basically, like.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I sort of like after we discussed the situation with Harbor, and Sophie gets super mad and was like, "Well, I guess scoping it out won't be any use. Forget about your legwork. If the fucking military is involved, might as well just go straight to the governor."
Actually, governor would be more useful for other things, I'd say. I don't know.
What
Anyway.
you still want it?
We do have a contact in the military,
Why are you getting like this smug look, like you're pleased about something?
No, I'm not having a smug look.
That's just his face. He has a resting smug face.
What's her name? Hila?
Yeah.
Would be worth talking to. More direct. Wouldn't get the whole panties in the bunch of civilian versus military.
I don't see what that's gonna do, but sure, we can try it. Who was closest was Bila again? She had like we all know her, but some people were closer than others, right? I guess we all know her well enough to contact her anyway.
Yeah. So what do you want to do?
We'll send her a message to meet us in Harbor's favorite bar.
Cool. And I'm sorry, I just want to make sure you're having who meet you in the bar?
Bila.
Oh,
She's military.
nice. I'm so excited. I was just looking at her earlier, like, man, I don't know why I made my own PC, and now I just get sad every time I see her cool pic. Yay! Yay! That's awesome. Cool. So we will pick up with that. Are you guys meeting at the bilge, because we already have that set?
Yep, sure.
There's the 5 cups. Isn't it the 5 cups? That's
Oh, 5 cups. Yeah, you can meet on 5 cups. We have Frigg too, so we have another recurring character. So 5 cups. Yeah. All right. Let's cut to back to the cryo area, and that is when we see Conrad step out of the shadows.
How exactly do you step out of the shadows? I need to know because, you know,
Yeah,
she
I
might
would-
react
yeah,
poorly.
I don't have any weapons drawn. I don't have
Gonna
a
do
bomb
the
in
horror,
my hand.
the horror movie girl runaway thing, tripping and
Yeah.
screaming. What? Yeah, sorry.
Basically, I imagine like there's the walkway, and then there's like these little alcove off to the side that are really dark, and I kind of step out of one and just.
Are you stepping quietly, or are you stepping like?
I don't think
"Hey,
I'm very
here"?
loud when I step out, but I'm not like trying to be stealthy. I just like.
So I think June whirls around because she's been staring after Waddle, but she whirls around and like her hair has kind of like developed some like electrical volume and her hands like partially raised, and then seeing you, like she lowers it and her hair kind of gently waves back down.
My hand kind of like moved to behind me for a second, but then moves back as the hair kind of. I was trying to do it very nonchalantly.
I didn't know this was such a popular spot.
Well, I heard your conversation. Well, obviously I heard this one, but all of your sixes. I heard who that is. A gesture to the pod. And now I start kind of slowly walking towards her, but not like in any menacing way. Kind of like staying to one side of the railing so she could pass if she wanted.
Like she's kind of frozen where she's at.
Yeah.
She doesn't look menacing anymore, though. Yay.
Yeah. I'm sure my heart's completely calm now.
Yeah. So you know what's going on.
Yes. And I wanted to talk to you about it because you don't seem on the you know, you're not throwing a party, are you? You are not really down with this, are you?
Are you a Gen 5 too?
Not that I know of. No.
Well, that's good, I guess.
So still kind of slowly getting near, but I kind of come to a kind of a discreet distance and stop. And what
No,
do
if
you?
any... Oh, you go ahead.
No. You go first.
Well, I was just gonna say, if anyone else finds out you know, they're gonna kill you, right?
I thought maybe that would be a possibility. But you're not going to say, are you?
No.
And he can he hear this?
I don't know.
Is he? I guess I would be bleeding from the nose or something by now if he could have that kind of power.
Well, he can't kill anybody by himself yet. Waddle can.
I did this really quick look behind me.
Nice.
Good to know, yeah. I very gingerly step by June and then to the cryopod, look at it, and and tap the glass one time and look in.
It is covered by a thin mist inside. You can see that there is the silhouette of a man, but you can't make out any facial features. The nerd is not moving. All the readouts show that it's in the green.
Conrad, can I ask you something?
Yeah, of course.
What's it like to have parents?
Messy? Yeah. I mean, you've got the Sophie, I guess. Isn't she kind of? She has definite mum-like qualities sometimes. Maybe not the most positive ones, but it's a bit like that, yeah. You know, getting bossed around, told to do stuff.
Everyone's saying he's our father.
I've always found families where you choose to find it.
So what are you going to do?
I think I want to do a little roll. Because I'm the only one who has the basically read a person from Apocalypse World with my
That's right.
move.
You do have a read a person through the magic of advances.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flick, I believe.
Roll a slick.
An 8.
You get one hold. Just one.
Let's find my. What does your character intend to do?
I think she intends to fight. She just doesn't know what that means quite yet.
I think Conrad has decided he's going to take a little risk. June?
Mm.
You terrify the hell out of me. But I think you might be a good kid. You don't want to be within. you don't want to be anywhere near here in the next little timer. 10 minutes.
Why?
Dunk. I just wouldn't be here.
Did you just totally put it out, like, very obviously? Like, look, I have a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually even a little thing in script that says, face towards enemy.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you right.
Oh, is that a... Are you... Conrad, what is that?
Well, if my contacts came through for me, that's bomb.
Like a big bomb?
It's the little one. Yeah, 9 minutes. You.
Yeah. I don't understand why everyone's solutions involve hurting other people.
I don't think. Look. I look at the time. Like, okay. I don't think any of us need some dickhead in a icebox controlling an army of telekinetic children that lord over us. Now, I get a feeling that some of you guys are actually all right, and look at the time. And I think without said dickhead influences, I think we might have a nice world. You have your issues, but look, yeah. Can we go? I would prefer just to have, one dickhead on the conscience. I don't want a kid on my conscience, no matter how fucking scary you are. So.
She nods and falls in step, like, beside you.
I'm like,
will you buy me a beer?
I'll get you something stronger than a beer. Just move it. And I start picking my step.
Cool. So are you planting the bomb on the cryopod?
I slapped it on the thing.
Cool. All right. So as you ponder the implications, as now you have started it, you feel a presence in your mind. That intention seems to have triggered something. And you are being insulted by the abyss.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun. Enjoy this.
It's okay, though. You protected the kid who's actually better at this kind of stuff, which is great. I'm so happy that you did that thing. It's very heroic of you.
Yeah.
Hold on. It is in here. Into the abyss. I'll just do it.
I think it's on the previous page.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Assaulted by the abyss. Yeah, and I want high. So, yeah. Which...
Assaulted by the abyss. When you suffer direct exposure to Energy Force's bizarre and terrifying experience, roll plus alien.
Roll plus -1.
Yeah.
Well.
So did you set a timer?
Yeah. I think it was about 8 minutes left.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. Yeah, 9 minutes. Okay, cool.
8.
Cool. On an 8. 7 to 9. The abyss leaves its mark. Choose 2.
And I choose those. Okay.
Yeah, you do.
Uh,
You feel his voice in your mind. You need to turn that off. You don't want to do that. Waddle will destroy you and everyone you love. Turn it off.
I have to choose two.
Mhm.
The abyss. I have to answer. The abyss stares into you, and you. The space master will ask one question,
Yes.
and you freeze up. I have to keep my cool.
All right.
Have
So
disadvantage to shake it off.
that is delightful.
I'm just like frozen in place suddenly, like maybe mid sentence. It's like,
Right, and it's not just like you're in the blast radius.
yeah.
Still.
So, yeah.
And what are your secret pains?
Um. hmm. Through my wheeling and dealing, I think I've lost too many friends that I feel are on my conscience. Not like I've purposely hurt them or something, but my schemes of the backfire has got on them rather than me.
Yeah, he says Waddle will hunt down everyone you've ever known. Lyra, Sophie, Adro. No, actually, no. June will kill them. June will do it. And then you'll have to kill her.
I'm kind of just like I'm freaking out and then just trying to move, and it's
Yeah, so you see that he freezes June. He stops moving forward, and you can just feel the back of your neck, like the hair stands up, and something's happening. You can kind of feel that tension, that weird buzz that you get whenever you lash out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Conrad?
I'm sorry?
Conrad.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
talking to him.
yeah, my eyes kind of like just twitch slightly. Can I even move my eyes?
I think you can move your eyes. Yeah, you can move your
Yeah,
eyes.
it's like my facial expression isn't changing much except for kind of a strain, and I'm like just looking at her, kind of eyes wide, and just like, and back behind me, and then forward. And
Oh. And so she turns like a narrowed-eyed glare after the ticking time bomb. You leave him alone.
Ooh, cool. Would you like to give some assist to him as he tries to break himself out, or is there something different that you want to do? Okay. Roll plus stalwart. And what that will do is, because you're rolling with disadvantage, if she succeeds, then it just takes you to a flat roll.
oh, okay, good, because I have no like bonuses, so nice to at least be.
I got a 4.
Sweet. So you roll with disadvantage. So the good news is you get an advance, June, and you are pulling on, like trying to pull him away, and he's not budging.
And so now I get to roll with disadvantage, no bonuses, so my highest score I can get is a 6.
Well, no, you're rolling with disadvantage. You're rolling 3d6, so you keep the best 2.
Oh, yeah.
Worst
Sorry.
2.
Yeah.
The worst 2.
Yeah. Right.
It's
So
okay.
you still could get a 12.
Yes.
Please roll terrible.
2 and a 5.
You did get a 12, but unfortunately, that's only if you had all 3. So,
It's a 7.
You rolled a 7. That's awesome. You guys get to live. So, here's what happens. It takes a while, June, before you can rouse him. Minutes tick by. And yeah, and I think maybe the bomb's a little twitchy because we've got the budget for a cool explosion. So that happens.
Last episode.
This last episode, we got to do it. And so I'm going to go crazy with this because I like stress. And I'm going to say that each of you take 4 harm from a very not shaped explosion. But the presence in your mind is completely gone. The ringing in your ears is not. And there's a fire, and then they start to fall apart, right? As the pod topples and bounces down, several different cryopods is just heading towards the ground. The catwalk starts to shake. Sprinkler system comes on, wasting precious water. Sophie, you get a tablet update that a lot. That was our drinking water. No. Yeah, you can eat the 4 harm if you so wish. It's okay. You can move that all to stress.
How much harm can we take?
4 harm. Yeah, I think that you only have 4 or 5 harm boxes.
Oh yeah.
So it would take you to knocked out.
Okay, can I split it between?
Yes.
I'll half and half.
Okay, so now you are shaken and shocked. You have disadvantage ongoing with slick and calculating rolls.
Yeah. I'm rattled, I think.
So if I move 1 to stress, I spill over in stress, and then I can take a calamity, right?
Yeah.
So this seems ridiculously appropriate. Someone dangerous and related to your past is closing in on you with ill intent.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I've also got calamity.
Ooh, what are you choosing? I can give you a little bit of time. That's cool. I like yours, but I don't want you to. Ooh, face of the choice. Standard radar and make a big score. Nice. Lots of good ones. Awesome. So yeah, that explosion goes off, and both of you are thrown. And I think it would be cool. Like we have a moment where the catwalk like tilts over. Who is it that ends up holding on to like one of the bars and like dangling over, and the other person helps them up? Like who's the one who dangles and the other one helps?
Do you want to be the helper, or do you want to be dangly?
I could be dangly.
Yes. See, Conrad does that thing where he's like holding to the base of the railing, right? And then June, you help him back up, and both of you are shaken, rattled. There's like this cosmetic damage to your face, like smoke and stuff. Like you have a cut here, little rip in your uniform, like all of the costuming and makeup effects. And red light starts flashing, right?
I think we need to. I don't even think we need to be seen here. Yeah, Brandy.
She doesn't let go of your hand, by the way.
Oh.
She's clinging pretty tight.
Yeah. And I think I even have a little move that I'd like.
Ooh, yeah. What move you want to do?
I think. Are there any poor or downtrodden around here?
Sure.
Maybe.
Let's say there are a few people who were sick, and so they were put in cryo. They had
Well, no, like if you're like working or
Oh yeah, there's some like
Correct.
welders right outside. Guys were called on a work order in the room next adjacent.
Okay. Let's move. Can I keep my cool to disappear out of any sight of people, security or anything?
Oh yeah, do it. That sounds awesome. You know,
I can roll
security's
for
coming this
somebody.
way.
Yeah. 3d6.
Oh, you're good at keeping cool. Wait. No, you're super injured. You're rattled. So
Oh,
does
yeah.
that
What?
affect you? Slick and calculating is disadvantage.
And calculating is. Which one does. It's stalwart for cool.
Is it?
I don't know.
You're probably right. I just want to double check real quick.
Stalwart. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, you're good. So go ahead and roll.
That doesn't affect my. Nope, nope. Finding a little window. Plus 0. 10.
Wow.
Yeah, who's the name?
Lyra?
No, somebody, one of the welders. I know.
Oh, one of the welders? Oh, yeah. I'll grab a name. Hold on. Sorry. Let's say that it's RHO Row.
Bro,
Yeah,
open
what?
up the service hatch now. No
Sure.
questions.
Come on.
No, and I pull June in. And we go.
Did you try to weld in there?
You.
She shuts the service hatch behind you.
But he heard the comment as he ducks in.
All right, cool. So you guys escape. Get out. Congratulations. You have assassinated the Gen 1. And someone has a calamity that Waddle has been sent after you. Oh, man.
Oh, I need to choose a calamity.
Oh, Tempest. Someone dangerous and related to your past is closing on you with ill intent. Sweet. So we pick up in 5 cups, which was so named because of the process. And we have almost as if you guys remember in the prequels when they had that fade and they paused on Boba Fett, we do that to Frigg, so we know, oh yeah, he's in this scene. His special guest star. And then we come into, it's got to be at the bar. Bila would be at the bar. She's not really a table kind of girl.
Uh-huh.
And we start off with just the sound. It's a glass bar surface, right? And you hear a crink, 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 where her cybernetic hand is just clinking the little nails, the tips of her cybernetic hand clanking on the glass. And the two of you walk up. How are you dressed, Sophie?
How I was dressed before. Hello.
Thank God you save us on wardrobe so much money. All right, what about Hounds? So Harbor, you still dressed like
Oh yeah,
sheriff?
I still have my uniform on. Yeah.
Cool. There are a few empty tumblers with ice that's slowly melting, and Bila looks up. Soph, Seamus.
Hey.
Yeah.
Do I need to go in a corner? Do you need me to go shoot somebody?
I'll need you to fill us in.
Okay. She tinks on the bar, and Frigg fills her most recent glass. She picks that up and she'll saunter off to a table and has a cool view of the outside. You can see different planets, right? You're still heading along faster than light. What do you need?
We need to not have this blow up. So we hope that you have some information for us.
This is not really how this works, Harper. Like, you're not interrogating me, right?
No.
Okay. Good.
We're asking.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I didn't know. What do you need to know?
Well, it's your
What
stuff.
do you do? What are you doing in deck 8?
Well, you're coming up with the contingency plans for the majority of the ship, and that's where we have our own contingency plans.
When exactly does your contingency plan trigger?
Hopefully never.
We all hope that.
This is in preparation for landfall. Or what?
We've lost communication with the advanced scouts. I doubt Vonalea exists.
Of
We're not
course it
entirely
exists.
sure that the planet's viable.
Sophie kind of wants to protest, but then she remembers the last planet and she kind of shuts up.
If that turns out to be the case, we expect there are going to be a lot of upset people. Riots. Uprisings, a lot of finger pointing, and we're going to have to lock it down. I don't want this
And
to
that's
happen.
where siphoning off materials on the fly.
Yeah.
That looks mighty suspicious.
Only the people who look.
One people to look.
I'm sorry, Jan, can you say that again? I couldn't hear.
Did you say that you wanted people to look?
Only for people who look.
Does it look suspicious?
We
Yeah.
looked. And we need to bring this up.
Yeah, because if this is all just a military contingency plan, then there will be no problem if we brief Governor Kingqua.
So, are you trying to manipulate her to buy into this?
No, she's just.
Oh, you just muted yourself, Jules. I'm not sure if you meant to.
No, she's just really suspicious about this being a contingency plan. Sophie has become very, very paranoid at this point. So I guess it's more of an intimidation. I like her.
Nice. Wow, you're intimidating. This is great. Very ballsy. This thing must happen.
Yes.
It's really like a look. If we bring this up to the governor, this shit is going to go.
If your nose is so clean, then that won't be a problem. Yeah, more intimidation.
Roll plus volatile.
I don't think I have that. Do I have that?
You have to. Everybody has some.
I can help.
If you suck
Oh
at
no, yeah, zero. That's fine. Zero is fine. And I have someone who can help for me.
You're flat on
Like
this.
very
I'll
intimidating.
need to roll first, I think. Right?
Okay.
Let's see. Oh wait, this is the low stat again. 9.
Nice. So I roll with advantage.
Oh wait, can you do it in the? Wait. Do it in the correct Do it here.
Oh.
Oh.
We're doing it in the wrong place.
Wrong. You're doing it again in the wrong place.
No, it's still me.
Okay, now you switched over. All right.
Okay,
But
it's
what?
a 12.
That's awesome. A 6, a 5, and a 6.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
17, except that doesn't work. Still.
Yep. So it's 11 though. That is amazing. Okay, so on a 10, they have to choose.
It's 12, right? Like you keep the 2 highest.
Yes.
Sure. I'm sorry. There's no result
Doesn't
for
matter.
12. So
11 or
I was
12
just saying for the 10
okay.
plus.
Okay. Still.
Okay, so she has to choose. Force you to follow through and suck it up. Cave in and do what you want.
Wait, they have to choose.
Yeah.
They have to
Bela
choose.
chooses on a. Yeah, it's just like going aggro. It's just like going aggro.
Okay.
So she actually just pulls the tumbler up and takes a drink. Right, anything to kind of break this stare down contest, but she sees that you two are. There's no doubt in your mind you're going to push this. Can I go with you?
Why?
Because I don't want to have to rat you out. That if I'm part of this, then I can at least
Make a deal.
Yeah, make a deal.
Sure.
Yeah.
That seems smart.
Okay. Cool.
And then Sophie will like down whatever drink she ordered and then slam it back on the table so we can go.
Awesome. So I'm going to check in with the play group. We are technically at the end of what our normal scheduled game time is. I know it is getting late for most of this game group. I don't see on our schedule when we will play this again. So do we want to kind of move towards epilogues?
I think we can do an epilogue, yeah?
Okay.
It's 10, so I mean we're good for a bit longer, but so
You're okay for a little bit longer? You moved your mic up.
I've got no hard deadline.
How about you,
Still
Andrea?
okay for us to go a little bit longer? Okay, cool. Just wanted to check in. All right. So I think the conversation with King Kwa, and I am going to speed things up just a wee little bit, like a kind of political conversation with King Kwa. You present the information. Bela's there to say, I'll speak with my superiors. Her general thing is, I'm glad we know. We can't openly announce this, but this has to be reversed. And then she will point it back to you. Sophie, how much of this do you need back?
Sophie will lie.
Okay.
And she will need more than she needs, so to speak.
Cool. You're just doing the old
But not like
study.
everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So if more than half of what has been taken needs to be pulled back to you. Now, Kinkwa then will pose the question of the calculations you made, the recommendation, well, not the decision that you made to take us to Baker 3. Is that now on the table to be changed? I am getting a lot of pressure from people who want their children to step foot on actual ground. They are excited, and any further delays cause complications. There are protests. There are people who are angling for my job.
I think we can wing it. Especially now that I get my stuff back.
So you're saying we do not need to pull off to Baker 3?
It would be better because we have no idea what we're getting into, and any preparation we can get, we'll probably need. But we've been preparing for a long time. We can prepare forever.
We can. So I put you in charge because you know the data. What is your recommendation? What do you want us to do?
I would like to prepare forever, but we have competent people. We can make it work.
Her shoulders
And we-
just kind of relax a little bit, like she's.
And she sort of thinks like, and we have the sixes too. Or the Janes too.
Yeah, the sixes. Nice.
Sixes.
Cool. Yeah, she doesn't know what the sixes are, but then she figures it out. Like, oh, you mean the children?
Yeah.
They are our future. Awesome. So we will then jump over to catch up with Conrad and June. Where have you ended up? You escaped. You've ducked out of any of the blame, and you make your way where? Where do Conrad and June go?
I promised alcohol.
Yay!
The build.
Yeah. I think, when Waddle disappeared off that into one of those little bottle holes that time. Was it Lyra? Somebody
Oh, you
disappeared
come
into a
in
bottle
that
hole.
way. That's awesome.
I think a different one. This one comes
cool.
out in through the floor, like somebody's at a table and their card just like suddenly gets like knocked, and then they like drag the table back and hatch that's underneath the table opens and like about time, and pull June up after me.
Sweet. You guys are still you still have this battle damaged June, right? She's still got the rip in her uniform.
It's like the He-Man figures, the chest piece rolls around.
Yeah. This is just to sell action figures.
Yes, it is. It's totally.
Yeah.
You guys are very toyetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just. Oh, your next round's on me. Gestured, I say to the guys who moved the table. The game he disrupted. Kid, this way. Did we have a bartender name?
Yes, you do have a bartender. It was she had a very gruff voice.
Yeah.
And her name was Bessie.
Bessie. Hard stuff.
All right, Connor.
Hardest that won't burn through flesh.
Sure. And for the kid, milk?
No, same thing.
You'll look over. Yeah, she looks over, just checks in with you, Conrad, and then she'll pour a little bit of stuff. You can actually see like a little vapor trail come off of it.
Oh my god.
Kid, don't breathe in.
And she studies him, like watches him do it and studies him and then tries to mimic it the exact same way he does it.
Nice. Just roll stalwart just to see how bad it hits you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, keep your cool.
Both of us are just...
No, you're good. You've done it before.
6.
That's awesome. So the good news is you get an advance.
Can I try and catch her before she falls?
Which in this game is an experience point. Yeah, you have to catch her because she drinks it and then just keeps going back. And I'm not going to make it like a super full, like hard move kind of thing. But yeah, it takes your breath away. You end up coughing. Your eyes water. You don't throw up, but everything gets hazy. And you feel kind of woozy for a little bit, but it's great. It's the best. You think if you have 4 or 5 more of these, you could keep it down.
Practice. Practice makes perfect.
Some of the other members of other patrons, they all are watching, kind of chuckling amongst themselves. Look at the little girl, she's gonna drink around. I think it's generally going on.
Great. She's gonna do what she's watched Harbor do 100 times, which is put the glass back on the table, and she kind of coughs out another.
Oh God! Bessie looks to you. She looks to you, Conrad. She's like, seriously?
I just shrug. Hey,
You're carrying her out.
I'm not your mom.
She pours a couple more fingers. Your comm device chirps, June?
I think I ignored it.
Nice. Okay. You ignore it.
Yeah.
Take another drink.
Yeah, try this again.
Awesome. Roll.
Practice. That's a 3.
The good news is you get an advance,
Yay.
which in this game is an XP. Everyone wants you to stop now. So yeah, this time, you drop, like you try to put the glass down to be cool. It misses. It falls through, hits the deck, breaks. Everything it starts just shifting around. There are 3 or 4 Conrads. You think you're going to get sick. You probably should go to the bathroom. You're not sure where the bathroom is here because the only time you came through, you busted some people. And yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all. At all. Do you make it to the bathroom?
No. I think she grabbed somebody's hat.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, you grab a hat and you fill it. And,
I think I step in and just like tell the guy, look, here's a couple creds. You didn't look good in that hat. It's for the best.
pissed. My lucky hat. Cool. All right. It's good. Other than you start to feel a little better after you get sick, though.
Good.
I'm just gonna have to disappear for a tiny little bit. Just a couple minutes.
Fine. Cool. Is there anything else that June wanted to do here after having a few well-earned drinks and ignoring her comm?
No, but I think she's going to kind of emphasize the danger they're both in because this is not going to be good.
Nice. Well, I don't want Waddle to show up with Conrad not here to respond, so we'll bounce back over to Harbor and Sophie and Bila as you guys are walking out of Kinkwa's office. You've made all of your arrangements, and Harbor, you get notification that the cryo sector is there's been an explosion. Yep. Pretty big one. Updates from fire suppressors and the like. They're using that cool new fire retardant, and it's doing a good job. But yeah, you get that update. It's not like a thing that Harper would run off and deal with. They haven't requested your aid, but it is, of course, concerning because people's family members are there. So anything more you guys want to do? I almost feel like we could maybe skip a little bit of time.
Skip.
Yeah, I think so.
We're gonna hit the fast forward button a little bit and come to the point when you guys have locked into geosynchronous orbit over the planet. And there are a lot of excited people. There are parties going on. Like the people who aren't the critical personnel for the landing. Now, Barlow, have you gone with the we're going to land the New Dawn and let everybody out, or are you going with the dropship idea and keeping it in geosynchronous orbit so that it can be launched again?
I'll probably go with what the original plan is that we've been preparing for all this time, because changing it on the fly seems highly dangerous.
All right.
So I think that's landing. I think that was the original plan was landing.
Okay.
Plus, it's cool.
It is cool. I totally agree. So yeah, there's just a brief period where you guys are going to go. You scan. You find Von Alea, and there are no life readings in the vicinity of Von Alea Prime.
Oops.
And the satellite, not satellite, but basically the pictures that are coming back from the New Dawn. The pictures that are coming back, you can see the ship, you can see the Vonalea, like some of the prefab set up for the main hold were out, but it was never fully built. There are no power readings that are coming off of the ship anymore. Like, it's lost all power, all whatsoever, even auxiliary, everything. It's stone cold dead. And you can also see that there's a large amount of volcanic ash in the atmosphere that was not here from previous scans. And it is on this continent. The original landing zone, this continent, is not really viable. It is not recommended. There are other continents that you can land upon, other land masses.
Contingency plan, new continent.
New continent, same planet, but it does mean that everything that you had sent ahead is something you'll have to send recovery teams on the dropship to go get and pull back. Oh, goodness, that's not good. Okay, so I think we have Sakid. So if you guys are okay, maybe we just move towards epilogues. I know it's a little abrupt, but Sakid takes priority. I do want like one little micro scene, if you guys don't mind. So there's one night in the decision is we're going to go through a rest cycle. In the morning, you puncture the atmosphere, go to the newly located continent, and that'll be the new home for your colony. So, Sophie, you still aren't sleeping. Are you sleeping at all? Are you still taking stims?
Probably
Like,
still taking stim.
Still taking stims. Wow.
Oh, but responsibly. So, like, there's the max amount of stims you can take, like, in a week, and it's that amount. So there's also still sleeping, but it's every week, which is not really recommended. She feels it's highly responsible use.
Yeah, Harbor, you've been noticing this. What are you doing on this last night, right? It's generally is kind of, yes, you're a cop, you're on duty, but let most things slide. Anything that gets broken here, whatever, you're going to be on the planet. Is celebrations like New Year's, right? There's just crazy amount of celebrations that are going on. So what's your general attitude? What do you do on your last night on this ship?
Keep the peace.
Still doggedly doing that duty, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not partaking in the festivities. There's a lot of drunk people out tonight, and I have to keep them in check.
Nice. Poor guy. Oh, yes. What about Sophie? As we kind of epilogue with her the last night on? Is she still working? Still.
She's still working, but she'll take some time to see June 6th.
Nice. I like that. Cool. So we'll pick up with June 6th. So what's June 6th doing on the last night? Adam he's been really torn about the fact that Kenton was assassinated, right? He's been searching for who did it. It's been weeks. He hasn't found anything.
Mm-hmm. Not that June has ever been really super close with the other sixes, but now she is, like, normally she'd at least like attend the six functions and attend the meetings, and she'd be sort of tangentially involved. But I think now she's kind of avoiding them altogether. She's so subtle. So she's probably hanging out like in her old standby at the observatory room.
Nice.
Looking at the planet below, so we can get more special effects in there.
Yes. Oh man, This last is a real. This is an hour and a half episode too, by the way. So that's why we're able to go over a little bit. We threw in a lot more commercials, so it's not actually that much more runtime, but still, we were able to get a lot of. This might get us a new season down the road, guys, or we might end up on Netflix. We're not sure. Okay, so Soph, you come in to the observatory, this observation deck area, and you find June.
And she'll just, I assume June is like philosophically looking out over the planet.
Of course.
Of course she is.
Sophie will just come up and stand beside her. Hey.
Hey. Do you need something?
Yes.
Like
When we go down there tomorrow, I need you to do a new job. I mean, you can still be Harper's assistant if you like, but I also need you to do a new job.
What kind of job?
In addition to that. Remember what happened the last time we went to a planet?
Yeah.
She sort of smiles to herself because it's like such a dramatic teenager way to say it. And then she says, I need you to keep this planet safe.
And that draws actually a very pointed frown, which may not be what you were expecting.
Last time we went to a planet, we were surprised. We didn't know what was going on. I still don't know what's going on. I don't even want to think about what was going on. But this is our entire ship at risk. And if there's people out there or entities that want to harm us, you need to help us defend against them. And that's not something I can do.
Yeah, I know.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be some tough things to face.
You know what? I think she stands up and faces you kind of with her arms clasped behind her back.
Mm-hmm.
I've never wished you a happy Mother's Day. Not once.
She sort of blinks. Okay. It's not Mother's Day today.
Well, happy Mother's Day for all the Mother's Day I missed.
Sort of, there's like a slightly longer pause. I also never said I'm proud of you.
There's like a little bit of a quiver in her lower lip. And then she gives Sophie like the quickest hug ever. Like the feels might be contagious or something.
And then, well,
that was great.
She's okay with the hug, but then she doesn't know what to do anymore. So
Yeah.
I guess she just turns back to the planet. And
Stand there like art, like I think I do this. Oh, that's good. That's good. Can we end it there? Do we end the scene there?
Yep.
That's awesome. Oh, I give you guys dreams, but it's the wrong game. Sweet Conrad. On the kind of, as I described it, like a New Year's Eve type deal. Guys are hovering above a new planet on Planet X because it turns out Vonlea Prime isn't viable. There's volcanic ash, and the ship itself is completely inert and without power. They never actually put together the prefabricated stronghold. So with all of that, they're just going to another continent and landing there. And this is the last night you're in a geosynchronous orbit over the point where you'll be landing. There are a lot of people who are like staring out. I'm going to live there. Oh, look at that mountain. I want to climb that mountain. Ooh, is that a river? You know, this crazy stuff. What is Conrad doing?
I think he's drinking with Lyra.
Nice.
Yeah, like they got a little table pushed up against one of the viewports. And and I'm like looking out, like, there's a lot of cargo they have to keep track of. Very difficult job.
Yeah.
Stuff goes missing.
Nearly impossible to track it all, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I bet they're pretty happy if they have 95% of their stock when they do an inventory on landing. That would be a success, I'm sure.
Missing 1 out of 20 things, I don't even think they would notice it. But I also heard that they could use a few mechanics on one of the drop ships they're sending back to Vonalea Prime to get all the scrap they can get out of that.
Huh. There's probably not much there. I'm sure, yeah. But, if only we had contacts.
So you reach over and put her arm around your neck and then take a drink and then chuckle.
Yeah, nice.
Cool.
Smile.
I
my drink.
I like it. What else? Is there anything else you wanted to do with Lyra? I want to make sure.
No, that was, I think, kind of...
I like that. You guys always have plans. Always scheming. It's awesome. That's good. Yeah, I think maybe we just have the landing like the new dawn coming through the atmosphere, people buckling in, all that anticipation. And then kind of like that moment in, I don't know if you guys, of course you remember, right? Like Wall-E, when the ship lands, right? And the gangway extends and people kind of step out. There's that odd tentative first step on terra firma. And the atmosphere's good. People are taking off. The initial squad that's sent out, they take off their breathing apparatus, and then we got to do a little bit of speed time as people are moving things out, and all the vehicles and everything that Sophie's helped to organize starts taking place, and you guys begin the process of inhabiting Planet X. And so we bring the colony ship series to an end. Still questions out there. Still Waddle is a threat to June. Still the question of what exactly happened to the advanced scouts. But I think this is where we will bring it to an end. Good?
Mysterious. Yeah.
No.
Cool. Good stuff. All right. Well, thank you all for playing. Thanks for letting me try out this weird experiment thing of like two games that kind of sort of synced up. There wasn't a whole lot of back and forth as we severed communications before the Apocalypse World game began, but I still have fun with it. I went through a lot of different like permutations of what could this be? And I think that the setup of we don't know where they went, like the little Roanoke colony kind of thing, I kind of like that versus the other things that I had considered, which is possibly like finding like lava flow, like Vesuvius kind of thing. Like, oh, the volcanoes exploded and killed them all. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of lame. But if we just don't know where they went and we knew that they had to get up and move, I thought that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in my headcanon, you suddenly biker gangs turning up and Flamingo Jones will announce herself as Queen of Planet X. So
that sounds bad.
And welcome you to her domain.
I love that. That's really cute. Cool. So let's do some quick roses and thorns. No, it's pretty late and we got a sick kid to deal with, so we'll make it short and sweet. Just think about the whole colony ship series. You could think about Impulse Drive, the iterations that we played through. Think about any decisions that were made, any thorns that you have. Me, from a thorn perspective, like I was saying to you guys before we went live on the video, I think Impulse Drive served us, but after having run Impulse Drive at Origins a few times and seeing what the game's really geared towards doing, that we never really engaged Impulse Drive fully. And that's okay. It's a really big game with lots of moves, so I don't feel like we were missing out. It wasn't like anything was necessarily missing, but there are things that our decisions and setup didn't engage with particular cycles that work with Impulse Drive.
Yeah,
I would totally play Impulse Drive with you guys again, just like straight up the way that it's kind of written to be played. I think it could be really super fun. But I think it did an okay job. So the thorn is that like there were a whole shit things that we probably should have.
Like you said, we went setting first and then found a game that would most fit, and didn't find the perfect fit, but found something fun.
We'll stick with you, Alex. What thorns did you have?
I think it's probably because of the fact that our sessions were fairly spread out. I mean, this is more on me. I think that every time I felt a little bit of a awkward start on getting into character.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of remember when.
I think everyone else had I felt their characters had a much more strong core that was they were tapping into very well. I always felt a little bit, at the start of each session, it would take me a bit before I felt. Yeah,
I get you.
The character.
Especially this session, right? Because it'd been 6 weeks.
Yeah, that was a small pause. Can't think of anything else at the moment. But I'll try and think of something.
Okay. If you think of anything else, jump in. Andrew, what thorns did you have?
Mine was less character driven. I mean, there was a little of that too, but I legitimately didn't remember any of my moves or what they did when we started playing the session.
Oh gosh.
I don't know what's going on anymore. It's too long of a break.
Yeah, it was too long of a break.
Yeah. So pretty much just that, I guess.
I get you. No disagreements there. Jan, what about you? What thorns did you have?
I'm a little bit sad that I didn't get to see anything on the planet.
I'm sorry. Now I feel bad. Sorry about that.
But I mean, the ship was cool. But yeah, we didn't. Jules and me, of course, never got to see the other side of the overarching.
It was terrible.
Yes.
And anyone who comes back from the dropship that was sent off to Vonalea Prime is going to come back telling you about crazy mutant chickens. A lot of them. A whole lot of them.
Okay.
I know. Crazy mutant chickens, guys. Cool. Any other thorns?
For me, no.
Okay. Jules.
No, I don't have any either. Sorry. I think it was a good ending this way, which is not a thorn, so I'll try better. Yeah, we could have done with a little bit more continuity, but I think it was okay. Like the details, like we may have got like a whole bunch of details wrong, but they're not really the most important part anyway. So.
Okay. I get you. It's endings are hard. Endings are hard for me. So I was like, yeah, we just gotta push on through. Cool. All right, let's go and roll back around to do roses. I'll go in the same order. Alex, what roses did you have?
I really started to enjoy Lyra, having the Lyra character. Definitely enjoyed all the spin-off from that one move one of June's, the Storm or whatever it's called.
Yeah, her storm stuff was pretty awesome.
I enjoyed all the backlash of that one option that we got to choose. That was cool. And there wasn't a huge amount of interaction with Harbour, but any time I interacted with Harbour, I did enjoy the the awkwardness of it.
Yes, you guys mastered awkward.
Yeah,
it was great.
One Thorn was, I mean, it never seemed to make sense that much, but didn't get to have many scenes with Sophie.
Yeah, and your scenes,
never really.
Yeah,
it was always felt a little bit an awkwarder push to make it happen. Like, I think the few ones we did have were kind of awkwardly pushed together, but you know,
they were fun.
They were fun. I enjoyed them, but they were kind of like.
I agree.
Yeah,
that's a very valid piece. Andrea, roses.
All the feels and all the drama and all the tension, and like I think my favorite thing, because I'm very Andrea centric, is like I super loved Alex's like on point, like you choose your family, and actually getting to kind of see that on screen at the end, except for we didn't get to include Harbour, and I'm sad about that, but yeah, that was implied earlier, so that's fine.
It was pretty great. I really was happy with that Mother's Day scene. That was super good. See, I had a scene that I was gonna queue up where Cass came and said she was apprenticing with something, but I'm like, nope, not nearly as cool as this scene, and so this is the scene that it ends on. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Jan, what roses did you have?
Just a general rose for the entire game, that I loved playing this character and just the interactions with everyone, and it's just felt very natural. Indeed, a little sad that there was no interaction between June and Harbour this time, but I mean, we've had a lot of good scenes, so. And yeah, absolutely, the Mother's Day exchange for this specific session was great.
Cool. Jules, what about you?
Everyone's already said everything. No, it was a cool game. I'm not. You keep saying like this system was not ideal for it. Maybe it works better for different games, but I still think it worked pretty well. Like there was no like we want to do this, but we can't because the system doesn't allow it to us. But of course, we're really comfortable with playing apocalypse games our way anyway. So we don't run into those problems anyway. We'll just make it work. So maybe you're right. Maybe we can a different story might work even better. And you also did a lot of the heavy lifting, Rich. So good job. This was a bit more. Like most apocalypse games are a bit more player driven, and this was pretty story driven. So you had to do quite a lot of work to get like the story in and push people together and get the overarching plot there. So well done.
Thanks.
Also, Adro is the coolest.
Yay! I'm glad Adro was okay. I like Adro, but I also realize he's mean.
Oh yeah, no, he has a cruel side and he's manipulative.
Okay.
He's very cool.
Yeah, I totally kind of in my head kind of at first was totally like, yeah, oh, he's the guy I can manipulate. It's like, no, he's way more manipulative than I should think. he's got his own shit going on.
Yeah, he does. No, it's cool.
He can get bombs and everything.
Shit, man! Like I did not expect that the Gen 1 guy would get assassinated. That was crazy.
That was decided so quickly. Like, oh, this is happening. I need to get some bombs.
I was like, yep, that's great. This is balls out. Nobody's afraid. This is awesome. You can tell us the last session. I was like, am I gonna have like, are they gonna die? If they fail this move, do they die? Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Oh no, they pulled it off. Okay. Oh, but it's not great. It's mixed. Yay! That was super exciting. We went kind of freeform with the challenges to Sophie. Like, do you choose this or do you choose this? Do you go to the other planet or do you have to go? That was fun. I enjoyed watching Jules like work through those. Like, There's a lot of I can't remember what was the thing called what Kirk had to go through. Like, damn it, you know what I'm talking about? The Kirk in Star Trek. Yeah, little Kobayashi Maru stuff. Like, both of these options have badness in them. Which one do you choose?
Which bad do you choose? Yes.
Which is your better bad?
That was fun.
And super kudos to Andrea for thinking up the scene for Mother's Day. That was a great capper. That was really, really cool. So this was good. You guys loved your characters. I felt like we had to kind of slam bang some stuff home and lessen things on the table, which is never fully satisfactory. But I also realize with schedules as they are, like,
Yeah.
Some point
we could have definitely played it for longer, but I think it was good to like make an end to it here.
We needed to get an end point at some point.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all so much for playing Impulse Drive and the Colony Ship series with me. It has been a very fun way to spend the early part of the summer, and I look forward to playing war games with you guys.
Yay!
Coming up soon is Spirit of 77 and Monster of the Week, both of which I'm super excited for, and we're going to give the Veil a shot in August, so that's going to be awesome.
I'm looking forward to glamming up in my muscle car.
Yeah, it's a glam muscle car driver. It's going to be so cool. All right, I'm going to stop broadcast here. Thank you all so much.